There are public figures today, yesterday, and the day before predicting and all but calling for mass violence and rioting in the streets.
Consider this your trigger warning. The following program is strictly satire and is not meant to be taken seriously. So don't get all butthurt, you liberal snowflakes, just because we skewer your sacred cows and expose all your lies and hypocrisy. Truth hurts, and so does satire. So grab a drink, pull up a chair, and enjoy the show.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. It is, folks, it's Trump inauguration tomorrow. It is. They've been doing the festivities and the warm-ups and the speeches and the rallies, and I don't give a shit. I want hand on the Bible, hand in the air, oath, go to work. I understand all of the hoopla, and I understand the parades and ticker tape and all that baloney, but I don't really give a shit. I want substance, right? Substance, meat and potatoes. I don't want form and flash. Enough of that shit, right? That's my opinion. Now, I like pageantry and all. I love all that and celebrating, but I've waited too fucking long. 4 years we've had to put up with this shit. 4 years. It is go time, right? Okay, look, when you play on the field, you're not in the stands. You're not a fan. You're not a fucking cheerleader, right? No, you're none of those things. You're ready to go on the field and stomp the enemy, right? Oh, we're going to be deployed. Okay, let's go do a ticker tape parade downtown and get on a float and everyone cheers. Hey, Marines, woo! You're ready. It's fucking go time. It is go time. And tomorrow is January 20th. And this right now is the Trump Inauguration ZOO. It's not the speeches and celebrations. Let's get down to it. You're on the Prepared Mind channel. You're on here at thepreparedmind.club, X, subscribestar.com, YouTube, and of course, Facebook as well. Will be flipped over at some point. I don't know if it's instantaneous because I just don't have time. Rumble and BitChute and other social media platforms. I don't care if people steal this presentation, put it on the internet, and even monetize it. I don't give a shit. Just get the message out. It is go time. Make America Great Again is coming now. Make America Healthy Again is coming now. Make Britain great again. Make Europe great again. Oh, it's coming, folks. There is a worldwide color revolution for freedom. Not Marxism, not fascism, not corporatism and cronyism. It is time for freedom, and I want to be at the front of the parade when it's all over. But for right now, I'm buckling in. I'm strapping in the gear. Are you guys ready? We've got a 2-hour presentation if you want, and you guys usually want. We've got great topics to cover. And who has these topics? Well, I've got some of mine, but this show, Sunday Night Live, the Zoo, is your show on the Prepared Mind channel. It is. If you do a super chat donation, that was the YouTube term, and so we still use the YouTube term. But in the description below, we've got Venmo, we've got CashApp, and we got PayPal. That's how you can contribute to the show to keep the lights on, to keep me in this chair instead of out bagging groceries or fucking digging in ditches. Right? Yeah, that's how you guys support this. Here's Zoo Man. He says you can send donations and questions this way. Bam, bam, bam. That's how we do it. Fucking computers, equipment, lights, sets, memberships, everything, folks. Everything costs money, and you guys support it. Man puts in the time. I put in the time. Jolene puts in the time. We got a huge and extensive network, folks, and you are part of it. The information. Oh, and there is a tip jar on X. You'll post the link to the X stream as soon as the show starts. Join us there. Help us give the big YouTube. Yes, you bet. Give YouTube the big finger. You're number one. YouTube, we're broadcasting on there because the reach is great. But YouTube and other social media are castrating literally everyone they can and taking their money. You want to know why? Because they're afraid of this guy. They're afraid of Trump, the Trumpinator. That's who they're afraid of, right? They don't realize that this is the award they get. The fabled silver sphincter off of the horse's ass. That's the award that goes to social media, like Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, who is now sucking up and kissing everyone's ass, trying not to get in trouble. Same with Bill Gates, another silver sphincter. George and Alex Soros, you guys are going down. We're going to win. Now, once again, your questions, comments down below on all the applications, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, it doesn't matter. Get your questions in. Subscribestar.com. People always get preferential treatment along with the thepreparedmind.club. That is both a premier premium website, ours, that costs money, and it's got a store that you can go buy prepping products. Why do you need prepping products? Well, I don't know. Could it be the 20,000 illegal immigrants? And if only 5% of them hate America, that's 1 million terrorists. 1 million terrorists if only 5% of the illegals here hate this country. What percent of them do you think hates this country? 10%? 20%? 50%? I'll just go with only 5% really hate Americans and America and freedom and liberty. That's 1 million foreign invaders. So, yeah, food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and your plan, that's what you need the preparedmind.club for. We don't warehouse shit. You see something you like, you push a button, and you go to them. We don't care. We just want you to get prepared. Now, meat and potatoes of the show. Number one, if you do a super chat or donation, whatever you want to call it, it gets your question, your comment up on the screen. I read it and we all discuss it. And your questions, your comments show the rest of the world. This show isn't about me just talking about what I want. It's all of us collaborating, working together, discussing topics that matter. Not just what I think is important, but what you guys, the audience, think is important. And anybody who does a $50 or more donation buys me a shot of Glenlivet 15 years single malt scotch. And we're going to start today's show off with just such a thing. That is correcto. This one comes from my good friend, Chin Music, who, by the way, has recently had a birthday. I think he's now, how old is he? He's got to be at least 107. Anyways, no, the man is he's older than me, and he's just an incredible gentleman, just like everyone else. But anyways, he's got something to say. But first, bottoms up, semper fi, down the hatch, prost, cheers, salut, and God bless America. Oof, I had to savor that one. First of the night, Trump's Inauguration ZOO. So this is the message Chin Music wanted to share with anyone. He says, if I had to give the single most defining characteristic of Marxists, leftists, progressives, the indoctrinated middle class, globalists, and the people most influenced by the media, it would be this. They never decide for themselves who to love or hate. And they never tire of being told who to love and hate. And they hate with a passion at the flip of a switch without ever once considering that this instruction, this feeling, comes from someone else telling them to feel it. And I think that is, by the way, what Chin Music sent. And I'm going to agree. It seems to be a defining characteristic. And it's evidenced, it's proven. Because, man on the street, why are you protesting against Israel? I don't know. I was just told to come here. Why are you protesting against Trump? Because Trump's evil. Oh, really? What has he done that's so evil? Well, Trump's a racist. Are you sure? Then why was he given awards by black civic organizations? Trump is this. That's exactly what they do. They love to hate people that they don't know anything about. They never get tired of doing it. They line up with a passion because someone else told them to do it. That truly is what an indoctrinated people do. People who are soft-minded, soft-brained, adult-minded. That's exactly who they are. And they're not going to go away, folks. They have to be defeated. Truly, they have to be defeated. That's how any enemy is vanquished. That's how any destructive system is stopped. You have to, folks. You have to defeat them. They won't go away. They can't be reasoned with. They can't be bargained with. They can't even be bought because they're brainwashed. In any event, folks, we're going into January 20th. Tomorrow morning, Trump is going to be sworn in, and it's away we go. We're going to discuss that. What do you want to talk about, though? Is there something bigger than that? Something more important, something pressing, something we're missing? And that's the other reason I asked you guys, what do you think? Did I miss something out here? Right? Drones, asteroids, right? Directed energy weapons, aliens, who knows what it is, right? Anyways, I love talking about all of it. It all entertains and it all informs. And I think that's what we try and do here is inform, and then I try and be as entertaining as possible at the same time. Now, we just got another donation comes in from Darcy T, and she has done a $50 super chat. $50 super chat. Chin Music did a $52.23. That's 50 plus a 223. But Darcy T does a round $50. And I want to thank Darcy T for that. And I'm going to pour myself another one just to get the show going, just to lubricate the mental gears. Thank you, Darcy T, for always coming through. Same with you, Chin Music. And there are many, many, many others of you who donate behind the scenes, etc. Support America, freedom, liberty, and folks, happy Zoo night. Let's get it on. That is some good stuff. Anyways, Darcy C says this. Darcy T. The scotch, the tingling means it's working. Darcy T says, Trump met with Bill Gates for a 3-hour dinner. Bill said that he brought up the subject of global health, since that is the area that he works in. The self-appointed grand poobah of VAXXX in the arm. I got to be careful which word I use. He, meaning Bill Gates, talked about developing a cure for HIV and something about polio. He mentioned Trump accelerating the VAXX innovation during cerveza bug time and hoped that the same kind of thing could be done here. Want me to tell you what the cure for HIV is? According to Bill Gates, it is sterilization or death. In my opinion, he's a eugenicist. And a lot of evidence has come out over the last few years that he and his cohorts and his family and his track record of either sterilizing or killing people with all of his good stuff in the arm. Now, why did Trump spend 3 hours with him is what I want to know. I want to know that. Why? Why did Trump spend 3 hours with Bill Gates? Is this the Billionaire Boys Club? Did Trump want to find out what he had to say? Did Trump want to get a feel if he was going to try and bribe him, muscle him, threaten him, coerce him, convince him, or just baffle him with bullshit? I don't know. Trump is a smart man. He's not an idiot. I don't like the fact that he met with Bill Gates. I don't like the fact that he met with Zuckerberg. I don't like the fact that he met with Justine Trudeau of Canada. But he seems to be taking the time to meet with everybody of consequence to find out what the fuck they're up to. Now, I don't feel like he's shaking everyone down the way, well, let's just say the last president would. I don't feel that way. But here we are, folks. Now, Darcy T says, why am I not getting a good feeling about that meeting and the potential for another crisis? Well, Yeah, Trump did the Operation Warp Speed. He was lied to because the Cerveza bug, even though it was Cerveza bug 19, had been around for years. Their cure that they Operation Warp Speeded had been around for years, just waiting. In fact, 2 years before 2019, they were having meetings where it was being discussed that there would be a worldwide pandemic. And then lo and behold, right on cue, there it is. Everyone locked down. Oh my God, people, they faked videos in China. They faked videos in Italy. They faked videos everywhere. They scared the living shit out of people. So bad that I would see civilians crying because they were scared. One particular instance, I was in a grocery store. I refused to follow the arrows, nor wear a mask. And when I got to the checkout girl saw me and my sense of humor and not giving a shit, and she started crying. You want to know why? Not because I scared her, but because she saw something she missed after 2 weeks of flattening the curve. And that was someone acting normal instead of scared. I hope Trump doesn't buy into this shit. Right? Oh, I mean, when we say, hey, look, a potential for another crisis, it's already on us. Oh my God, bird flu, avian flu, chicken flu, swine flu, kangaroo flu, tuna flu. Well, I mean, everything's a flu now. Oh my God. Don't buy it. I don't buy it. And hopefully Trump doesn't either. Now, what I do know is Trump has got his main residence, his personal residence in Mar-a-Lago, Florida. I am in Florida. In Florida, we don't give a fuck. When I first got here to the South, nobody gave a fuck. By the time I got back from the RMZ back in 2020, people crowded the bars, shoulder to shoulder, screaming and yelling in each other's faces, drinking beer, having a good time. The way life used to be. Do you think you're going to lock yourself down? Well, a lot of states already have it. Schools are going to try it again. Put on your masks. Sorry, not happening. Not doing it. You can kiss my ass. Not doing it. But that's what we got, folks. That's what they're going to try and push. And it happened under Trump last time. Now, did Trump learn his fucking lesson, right? Shame on me once, right? Oh, boy. Uh-oh. The rut-row. Okay, Mr. Uman, you see who we're waiting on? We're waiting on Robin. Good deal. Shoot me a message when it's go time. Okay, folks, there's some crazy stuff going on. We got another super chat sitting in the wings. We're waiting for some commentary, a question to come through. But I want to read this. I think this. Oh, by the way, thank you, Darcy T, so much. That was a wonderful shot and a great topic. I really want you, Darcy, to keep in touch with me. Here we go. Courageous Cat, a.k.a. Darcy T. She says, yes, because Colonel Perna slipped up and told everyone that it was his job to get the jab out and that it was already stockpiled. Oops. That was when it was supposedly in the process of being developed. Yeah, remember that Operation Warp Speed. We're trying to get it done. This isn't a 2-hour movement. There's a movie called Outbreak starring Dustin Hoffman. Came out years ago. It was about a monkey that bit someone and the dude brought the disease back and the whole town got an outbreak and they were all dying. And the super smart scientific dudes came in, got a sample of the disease, created an antidote within a couple of days and saved the world. That's not how it works. That's the movies. So when Cerveza bug came out, Cerveza bug 19, COVID, we are supposed to believe that they all of a sudden came up with something. Well, I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. It is gene therapy. It is not what you and I think of when it comes to getting something to save you, an inoculation. It's not. It is gene therapy, and it is experimental. And it was already developed. It was already ready to go. They had millions of vials of it ready to go. Billions of vials ready to go. And you bet they pumped it out there, and they pumped it into poor men, women, kids, everybody they could. Period. Anyways, Courageous Cat, I want you to please keep me in the loop on what you find. I appreciate everything you do. There's a lot of you that do that. Sometimes it's overwhelming because, I only work 14 hours a day. But still, it's important that there's a clearinghouse between me, Jolene, Uman, our syndicate, and, well, all of us. But we get to come here, well, all through the week, Monday through Friday, but Sunday Night Live's our big one. And it is the Trump Inauguration ZOO. Is Trump going to fall for it again? Or is Trump going to go, what? You know what? Not happening. This is America. We're not falling for the same thing, right? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah. They fooled me for a couple of days. I was like, okay, where are all the dead bodies? I'm not seeing them. Saw more dead bodies after people started getting the jibbity jab. That's when the dead bodies started showing up. I love the fact, and I do mean I love the fact, that the very first person to get it on live TV died right there. You know why I love that? Because of the temerity, the arrogance of them trying to fool us into thinking it was safe. Nope. Showed me right away exactly how safe it was. Talk about a faux pas. All right. By the way, I forgot to tell everyone. If you're on X, hit the heart, repost. All the other channels, hit the thumbs up. I like it type stuff. Like it, heart it, whatever. But share these videos. Share this link right here, up here. Internet link up top. Repost down below. Hit the share button and share with everyone you know. It is the Trump Inauguration ZOO. And away we go. My turn. Trump is doing a blitz, an all-out blitz. As soon as he's sworn in, he's got a blitz of executive orders. A blitz of them. What's he going to do? Well, allegedly, he's going to undo everything Biden has done. And he should. And I don't understand how a man who is not fit to be held liable for his illegal actions, that means crimes, by the IG, right? Not the Attorney General, but the Investigative General, General, the IG, Inspector General. Okay, the Scotch works. All right, but here's the deal. If he can't be held liable for what he does because he's not quite all there, Joe Biden, how can anything he signs have the weight of an executive order from the president if he's not capable, he's not competent to be held accountable, then he's not capable and he's not competent to make decisions. Not just for himself, but for all of us, right? You wouldn't let a retard balance your checkbook. No. You wouldn't let a blind man pilot your airplane or your car. No. That's not how this happens. You wouldn't do these things. Yet here we are. Everything he has done, including signing pardons. There should be an executive order that states, and I don't even know if this is coming, but it would be really cool if it is. Be really cool if he came out and said, any pardon, any paperwork signed after it was determined and released publicly that the president of the United States is incompetent, incapable of being held accountable, then everything he signed after that is null and void. Period. It should be sued out in court. Sure, fine. But Trump ought to be able to sign that off and waive all of those pardons right into the trash. Because that's not the president. He should have been 25th Amendmented out of office, even though that would have put Camel Toes Harris in as president. I don't give a shit. So we have to reprint some T-shirts and hats with a different number for Trump. But, and I hold Maggot Mike Johnson responsible, because he was out this weekend claiming he knew Biden was incompetent, and he did nothing about it, folks. Also, Maggot Mike Johnson is responsible for security in and around Washington, D.C. for this inauguration, the same way Nancy Pelosi was responsible for the January 6th, 2021 security that wasn't there. You see what I'm saying? If Nancy Pelosi was in charge on January 6th in January of 2021, then Maggot Mike Johnson's responsible now. Where's all the police protection? Now, I've heard there's a lot, and then I've heard a lot of them are like, nope, we're not doing it. There's going to need to be some house cleaning, folks. House cleaning. But this blitz by Trump of executive orders, he can only act within his scope of authority, folks. But that scope apparently is a lot of things. Student loan forgiveness has already been ruled out. But how about exploration for oil, gas, mineral resources? How about offshore mineral resource exploration, oil, gas, energy? How about mining? How about everything that has to do with the federal government that's within his jurisdiction? Yeah, Trump can fix all of that, and he should instantly. Trump has had months, period. His advisors have been paying attention to all this because that's their job for months, if not years. It's go time, folks. There's no reason. There's no warming up. We got to think about it. We got to gather more information. The moment Trump won the election, he should have been being briefed by the Pentagon, the FBI, the CIA, the Department of Homeland Security, the NSA, the DNI. Everybody should have been briefing him after that point because he was the president-elect. He should be able to share all of that with what he's legally allowed to share with his potential candidate appointments. And they are either going to pass or there's going to be hell to pay, folks. And I can't wait. I want to see the fighting every day on the news. I want to hear about everything, including fistfights that occur in and around Congress, the Senate, Washington, D.C., the bureaucracies. I want to see people crying in the street as they have their entire desk just thrown out the fucking window. You're fired. I want that to all come true. All right, Jolene Uman, have we got... Oh, it's Nancy Kaag. And she steps up and hello, Nancy. She says, even though it's a long road ahead with ups and downs, it's a miracle that many have been waiting for. We still need to keep our heads on a swivel and our hearts ready and our minds focused. That is some great wisdom, Nancy. Thank you so much. If for everyone who's new here, we get to know who you guys are. We've known Nancy for years. She's been a great contributor to our thoughts, questions, comments in the comment section, talking to people. Thank you, Nancy, very, very much for your continuing support of the channel. Appreciate it. Love it. Having fun with it. Yeah. Folks, the SHTF, the shit has hit the fan. Because Trump's in office, the shit has hit the fan. Do you think that during World War II, after Normandy, the army was just all set up in Europe, and then Patton rolled out? Did the Germans just quit because Patton's on the continent? No, it was a fight, and a hell of a fight. Right? They didn't just give up and go away. Same with the Pacific Theater. The Japanese didn't just give up. It was a fight from Guadalcanal all the way to Iwo Jima. Every island along the way was a fight that just everyone died. Folks, there's going to be a hell of a fight to defeat the enemy, and they need to be defeated. A lot of these scumbags will just climb back under their slimy little rocks. They'll go dig a hole under a toadstool somewhere. They'll find a bridge and go dig a tunnel underneath it and live under a bridge again. But a lot of them are going to stay topside, and they're going to fight. They're going to fight. They're going to pull every dirty trick in the book. And we're all thinking it. Will they try and assassinate Trump again? The answer is yes, I believe they will. I believe they will. I tell you, Mr. Uman, do we have Robin ready? All right, folks, guess what we've got on tap? Another surprise in a moment. Uman was giving me one finger. Guess which one it was? And it's Robin G with a $50 super chat donation. And she says, drink up, Marine. Go Trump 2025. Robin, you've been a great addition and supporter, and you got awesome comments, thoughts, suggestions. Just like all of you, folks, you all have something to say. And I love it when we get to share these ideas. Now, it is a bit celebratory right now. And here we go. Drink up, Marine. Go Trump 2025. Whoop, right there. And Robin, thank you. There's a little bit of heaven right there. Okay. Woo! And it's on, folks. It is the Trump Inauguration ZOO. Thank you so much, Robin. It's crazy, folks. It is crazy. The left is not going to go away. They're not. Boy, sometimes I've been so primed that scotch really hit. Thank you so much, everyone. And we're at 400 people live. 400. Let's do it, folks. Get everyone here we can. Last week, we had a huge crowd. And I know right now Trump is, I think, still at a rally somewhere. And that's fine. We'll get as many people here. Trump's going to say all kinds of stuff. But I don't think he's going to talk about what I'm talking about. They'll talk about Trump stuff that's very important. But, folks, right now, under the lid, there's a pot of water. And it's boiling. It's Democrat water. And it's boiling. The Democrat violence and hatred right now, in my opinion, is seething. It is absolutely seething. And they want to externalize it. Right? We've been listening to all the tears and the threats. We've seen these leftardist people going out in the woods and beating trees and rocks with sticks and screaming their heads off and cutting their hair off and cutting their boobs off and promising no more sex. And I think all the men that would have sex with those types of women will probably be thankful that they're not having any sex with those types of women. So yeah, they're putting on bracelets and they're getting tattoos and they're crazy, but they're also getting violent. Right now they're marching in Washington, D.C. They're calling it a protest, but I think it's kind of like an insurrection. Why aren't the police shooting them with tear gas and rubber bullets, flashbang grenades, and beating the fuck out of them with batons like they did Republican men and women and old men and old women and little women back in 2021? That's what the Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police did back then. Why aren't they beating all these liberals? But when I say the violence is there, folks, it's just starting to boil over in Wisconsin. Not Washington, but Wisconsin. A teenager there set fire to a congressman's office. Yeah. Because TikTok had been banned. TikTok was banned while Joe Biden was president. But folks, to be so pissed off that you can't get TikTok, that you'll set fire, you'll commit a felony, arson against a congressman. And if the congressman wanted to, he couldn't have changed anything. But that's what they're doing, folks. They're waiting for it. They're just on the edge of losing their shit. One of the questions I have, and I ask myself this all the time, because I think it's an important question to ask myself. Oh, by the way, the congressman was Glenn Grothman. He's a Republican in Wisconsin. If you think he had something to do with this, you're probably a little bit mistaken. Because Joe Biden was the president. In any event, they're waiting for this, folks. They're waiting to come unglued. And I often ask myself, okay, John, what happens if I see it with my own eyes? I see a bunch of these wacko Democrats. What am I going to do? Now, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything crazy or dangerous or stupid or illegal. But if I see a bunch of punks blocking traffic, threatening people, breaking windows, looting, trying to set fire to things, beating up civilians, beating up people, do I have a responsibility to do something about it? And actually, no, I don't. But will I is the question. Will I? Now, for me personally, I kind of feel like, that is something that I should do. I should get involved. What if it's 20 miles from my house, 20 miles from the bunker? Should I give a shit? Well, what if it's 10 miles, 5 miles from the bunker? Should I worry about it then? What if it's 1 mile? What would I think if they're coming down my street? At that point, I go, shit, I should have stopped them 20 miles ago. Think of all the people I could have saved and helped along that way with these idiots, these violent people. Now, the other thing I've got in this is I can go, well, the county I'm in is full of Army and Marine Corps veterans. And they will not put up with this shit. They won't. Well, I'm a Marine Corps vet. If I don't do anything, can I expect anyone else to? But it's interesting, folks. I was driving through a Lowe's home improvement store parking lot the other day, and I saw a camouflage cover, and that old Marine had the Marine Corps emblem emblazoned on the front of it because he was that proud. I drove by, dropped the window, said Semper Fi. He goes, Semper Fi. Right, this old fuck. They just don't. I don't think the veterans give a shit. Right, it'll just be go time. This area I'm in, I hope your area is safe. I don't want anyone to do anything dangerous or illegal, but be safe. Damn it. Okay, it looks like we're good. But the violence, folks, it's under the lid. The pot lid is on, but the water underneath that is boiling. They're just waiting to come out. We've had these foreigners, these foreign invaders, the 5%, 1 million terrorists. They're setting fires. They're collecting guns, ammunition. They're creating bombs, IEDs. They've scoped everything out. They know what they're going to do. They're going to start committing acts of terror. They could. And if they do, are you ready? Are you prepared with food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense? Well, I tell you what, let's do it. Who's up next, Mr. Uman, on the show? We have Dan Erickson, Dan the man. He's back. And he says, should be interesting. What will happen when Tom Holman and Immigrations and Custom Enforcement go into these blue states to deport the criminals? Oh, it's going to be interesting, man. It is. Get your popcorn, get your beer, keep your powder dry. You might get a chance, right? Tom Holman, the border czar, said that the raids on sanctuary cities might be paused because, well, the plan was leaked. Deporting illegals, well, maybe they're going to be wised up. They're going to hide. It's going to be harder now because they leaked the plan. They've known all along we're coming after them. We, meaning the good guys in the government, they've known all along. That we've been telling them for months they're going to be deported. Right? In fact, the day that Trump was declared winner, Tom Holman was like, start packing your shit and just get the fuck out now. It's going to be interesting, Dan. It's going to be interesting. But here's what I think. If information that was important strategically was leaked, I say find out whoever leaked it and arrest them right now. Arrest them. They put potentially American lives in danger because these people that are here are fucking criminals. If they're willing to run drugs into the country, if they're willing to kidnap American women to sell into sex trade, human trafficking, they call it now instead of that. If they're willing to murder, rape, rob, steal, screw us over altogether. What makes you think they're not going to get violent if they get come after? Anyways, the blue states and the red states, I understand and have been advised that in the great state of Florida, there are a lot of these illegals that have been flown in by Joe Biden. Now, I did see them at Miami International last April. I saw that, yeah, there was a line as far as the eye could see of these illegals coming in, being processed. Now, did they fly them back out from Miami into other states? I don't know. Did I see buses pulled out on the curb? I didn't see that. I don't know what they were going or how, but what I can tell you is it's a fucking mess. So number one, arrest anyone who leaked it, that the part that didn't need to be leaked, right? But number two, illegals, are they stupid enough to relax? Like, whoo, everything's been paused now. Wow, the plan was leaked and now Tom is pausing it. Yeah, go ahead and relax. I believe Tom Holman and ICE, Border Patrol, etc., are coming for them anyways, regardless. We knew after day one that they're not just gonna back off. In fact, ICE is preparing for a, quote, big fucking operation. They're going to raid sanctuary cities after Trump is inaugurated, according to reports. Now, we've all suspected that. We've all wanted that. So why would anyone be surprised? California is saying, oh, no, you're not going to touch our stuff. Individual cities like, Chicago, Illinois are saying, oh, go ahead and try it. The mayor of Denver says, you're going to have to arrest me first. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. Question I have for both you, Dan, and everybody else is, if given an opportunity, will you help? Will you make phone calls? Will you point them out? If I see some, you bet I will. You bet I will. They're criminals. Same as if I saw a fucking bank robber. I mean, let me ask you this question. What's worse, a bank robber or a rapist? What's worse, a bank robber or a murderer? What's worse, a bank robber or a child molester? Right? Well, if I saw a guy running out of a bank, I'd be on my phone going, okay, the dude is 5'11", right? He looks like he's white, he's brown, he's black, whatever he looks like, right? He's wearing a ski mask and blue jeans with a red shirt, and he just got into a 1976 Dodge Duster, right? I would give them, and that's just a bank robber. Someone who hurts women or children, I think that they deserve to be turned in, because that's what these illegals do. They hurt women and children. Okay, Mr. Uman. Hi, Jolene. Jolene's checked in behind the scenes as well. Yep, she waved to me with one finger too. How about that? Anyways, we got Stephanie Kerr. She says, arrest the leaders of the blue states who are trying to stop the deportations. You got it. Big step. I'm telling you, it's on. Anyone who says, well, they can say the words because it's politically expedient and cool as a Democrat. But if they try to stop, if they impede in any way, if they are required to provide information or assistance under federal law, if they're required and they refuse, now they're obstructing justice. Now they're obstructing justice. And if a city or a state receives federal funds and they refuse to cooperate, now you can say, aha, we got you. No more federal money for you. You want to be a sanctuary state? Uh-huh. There you go. Oh, you want to build a wall to keep out this? Yeah. Here we go. Anyways, if you've got something you want on the screen, the best way to get there, the fastest way to get there is doing a Venmo, PayPal, or a CashApp donation. Those are help. They keep the lights on, keep us in, but we're just going to take questions, period. But your donations are extremely helpful. Got to wet my whistle real quick. But I say we're expecting a big fucking operation, in quotes. And so, yeah, anyone gets in the way, you bet, Stephanie, arrest their asses pronto. No mercy for criminals in this country. No more sanctuary. This is not 1300s Quasimodo church stuff. Okay, who's next? We got Travis McKnight. And he says, before they send undocumented illegal immigrants back, they should work on the wall for a year. You know what, Travis? I'm going to disagree with you, and I'll say this. They should be working on the wall day one, because that's a completely different crew. You got the crew that builds the wall, and you got a crew that, well, arrests people and throws them out of the country. There we go. Travis McKnight says, while they're working on the wall, the illegal immigrants can earn the money it takes to send them out to their intended destinations. So we catch them, we send them to the wall and make them build the wall and work to pay off their transportation. Well, a lot of them can just get thrown right over the wall as far as I'm concerned, but a lot of them might need to be flown back. I get you, but that's a great idea. Get them out there with shovels. Remember when we had, well, you may or may not, back when Obama was president, we had a big collapse in the stock market. The economy went into the great financial recession, right? And they're like, well, we've got all these government jobs that are shovel ready. It's like, that's the world we live in now, one where everyone uses shovels. Anyways, it was bullshit political pandering on the part of Obama. And of course, those shovel ready jobs never amounted to jack shit. But yeah, I think these people, they could work on the wall. Make them do it. They're criminals. Put them in leg irons, give them shovels, have them dig the foundations and footings. That'd be great. You know, the only problem I have with that, just backing up a little bit, is they'll be much slower than if we got a bunch of excavators and loaders and stuff like that to do the digging and get it done quick. But whatever, manual labor, I'm all for it. That'd be fun. That'd be great. That'd be exciting. But you know what the problem is that we have there is there's got to be a lot of guards. We've got to have facilities for them to live in, medical attention, because they'll be hurting themselves left and right. They'll be cutting their own toes off with shovels. They'll be causing trouble, right? Then they'll want, they'll want all kinds of benefits for doing it. And will they really work that hard? There's just problems with it in theory. But in theory also, it's a great idea. Maybe we should do a pilot program with that. But if they're criminals, I say we put them in a fucking catapult and launch them across the Rio Grande. Okay, thank you, Travis. Bam, nice comment, question. And RDNK, RFNK. This is what he's got to say. Defund sanctuary states. Yes, sir. I've got no problem with that. There's a couple things here with defunding. By the way, we're at 450 people live and growing. Here's my problem with federal funding within states and counties and cities is why the fuck should the federal government have anything to say about what happens in any area of the country that is not federal jurisdiction? Right? The Department of Education, the Department of Energy, the Department of this, the Department of that. All these fucking departments, give it the Javier Milei Argentina karate chop. Now, federal lands, you got it. Federal funds going to federal lands and take that away. But yeah, defund them, man. Just fucking take their money and just quit it. We need to cut all these programs and cut all this spending anyway. The amount of money government gets. I was trying to think about this the other day. I was like, why am I paying property taxes on a piece of real estate to the government to own a piece of? Why am I paying that? Well, John, it's to pay for the schools. Well, what about all that money that comes from the lotto? I thought that paid for the schools. No, that I don't know where'd that money go. But you're saying, okay, well, property tax, that pays for the roads. Oh, really? Well, I thought the fuel tax I pay when I buy fuel pays for the roads. No, that doesn't pay for the roads. Well, what about my car registration? I thought that pays for the roads. What about all the fucking toll booths I pay? Doesn't that pay? What pays for the roads? Why am I paying registration? Why am I paying all these taxes? Where the fuck does the tax money go? Well, well, that pays the salaries of the cops. Well, where's all the money from all the tickets go? Right? I speed, I get pulled over, I get a $400 fucking ticket. That guy writes what, a couple hundred of those tickets a month? Let's just look at it a day. He writes 4 tickets a day. At $300 a piece, that's $1,200. That more than paid for his salary and his car and his health insurance. Where'd all the money go? This defund the states? You bet. We need to defund local and state government too. All they do is take our money and fucking piss. Where's it all go? I go to the store and I buy something. I pay sales tax. Does that pay for the roads or the schools? Where does that pay? Right? Everything everything's a fucking tax, and it's redundant, right? Well, John, those taxes don't just pay for the roads, but that pays for the sewer. Wait, I thought I have to pay a monthly fee for the fucking sewer and for water. There's fucking taxes on your cell phones. Did you know that? You go stay at a fucking hotel, there's a hotel tax on top of you paying for the room. Everything is taxed. It's time for that shit to stop. We need to defund the government. They're just pissing it away. They got so much money, they can send $200 fucking billion to Ukraine. Crazy business. All right. Well, thank you, sir, very much. I appreciate that. Coming from X, defund sanctuary states first. And that's defund all kinds of government programs, which are redundant, stupid. I don't need to know how much cocaine it takes to confuse a rat so it can't get through the maze. Jolene, do you have an idea where we're rolling next? And we do. It's Bonnie Blue checking in. Good to hear from you. I hope everything's good in the center of the country where you're at. I hope everything's good. And we've got some great donations, $50 into PayPal. Thank you very much. I'm going to have another scotch here. Bonnie Blue, thank you so much. We made it, folks. We made it. It is 2025. Trump won the election. He managed to survive assassination attempts. We got through January 6th. Oh, there's more booby traps and landmines coming, but thank you, Bonnie Blue. That's 4 scotches in 1 hour. I'm probably past the legal limit, but I'm 275 pounds. I've lost 5 pounds on my diet, by the way. But I'm still 275 pounds, and I can drink a lot. So these donations are awesome. Thank you. And she says, John, a belated Happy New Year to you and the Prepared Mind team who make this possible. And Bonnie Blue, you're part of the team. Everyone here is part of the team. Be sure and like, subscribe, thumbs up, heart, repost, share the internet address, everything, because we need more people to wake the hell up. We got a lot coming in the coming days, and it starts, this is great, tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. So, make this possible. Question, what do you think of the recent revelation that then Senate Majority Leader Chuck the Schmuck was meeting with Joe Biden, trying to convince him to withdraw from the election the same day, and just a few hours before the assassin wannabe crooks shot President Trump and killed an innocent rally attendee? Merely a coincidence. Okay, let me see if I can recap that real quick. So Trump, they tried a headshot on him in Butler County, Pennsylvania. He turned his head to look at the screen. Bullet went through his ear and out the side before it smashed through his cranium. Right, this Crooks fella, by the way, we don't know shit about him. After all these months, what was it, July 13th? We don't know who he is. Or was it June 13th? We don't know who he is. We don't know anything about him. He had several phones. He had FBI contacts. They let him walk around the grounds after the complaints came out. His parents called. He had bank accounts overseas. We don't know anything about him. Where's the investigation? Where's the arrest? Where? But just hours before that, we discover Chuck Schumer was already trying to get rid of Joe Biden. I don't believe in coincidences, Bonnie. I don't believe in them one bit. Not when it comes to this stuff. No. I mean, if he had quit at that point, if Joe Biden had dropped out of the race, who would they have put up? Who would they have put up? Remember, Kamala Harris was not nominated to be the Democrat nominee. She wasn't elected. She was selected. She was appointed the next presidential nominee. Democrat voters did not have a say. In fact, I don't think what happened was legal anyways. I don't. It was not a coincidence. There was going to be a soft coup, in my opinion, regardless. They were going to get rid of Joe Biden. They needed to get rid of Joe Biden. What I don't understand is why they just didn't 25th Amendment him and say, the old man, he's definitely lost his marbles. I mean, we called it way back, folks, in 2020, and said, this man, he's not going to make it. I literally had a prediction. I was way off that he wouldn't make it 6 months. That was based on reality. Little did I know that Washington, D.C. does not operate on reality. Consequently, we got stuck with Biden the whole fucking time. And today, right now, is his last day as president. Does he get a wake up in the White House? I don't know. I mean, is he going to be sleeping on a blanket on the floor, or maybe on the White House couch downstairs? What's he doing? It's good stuff. It is not a coincidence. Not a coincidence at all. There are no coincidences in politics, folks. No coincidences in love and war. Everything is done for a reason. Everything is done for a reason. There is media collusion, and I would call it media conspiracy, in making all of these things happen. In fact, right now, there is a $10 billion lawsuit that's been filed by Trump against CBS, their 60 Minutes show, over how they made Kamala Harris sound like she was intelligent by editing the question and answer. And they were so stupid as to have her same answer for two separate questions, right? It was just a repeat. They cut and edited it. It was not a true interview. And so he's suing him for election interference, deceptively editing. I think that they should be brought up on charges. Same with every area. Folks, we've got voter fraud in multiple states, multiple counties, multiple districts. We've got election interference from Jack Smith of the Attorney General's office, the Department of Justice. We've got election interference from Letitia James, the New York State Attorney General, and fat ass Alvin Bragg and fat ass Fani Willis, New York City and Fulton County, respectively. We've got shenanigans everywhere. No coincidences. It's all orchestrated, and the mainstream media was in on it. I can't wait, folks. I want to see a giant shit show. I do. I think for the money we paid, we deserve to see what the fuck is going on behind the curtain with the Magic Man. I don't want to hear, let's just forget about it. Let bygones be bygones. It's okay. And if that happens, I'm going to be one unhappy motherfucker. Because I believe that when Trump said on 2016 to Hillary Clinton during the debates, you belong in jail. If I'm president, you're going to arrest you. And he didn't. He let her go. And then came Russia collusion. Every single one of those spies, agents, right? These intelligence community asswipes that signed a letter saying the Hunter Biden laptop was a Russian fake. They should all be, one, lose their pensions, and two, be brought up on charges. Election interference, period. I want go time, folks. I'm ready for it. I got popcorn and a lot of dry ammunition. I'm waiting. Okay, let's do this. Let's have some more fun. Jolene, who's up next? We're at the 1 hour mark on this Trump Inauguration ZOO. Who is up next? We got James Guinness. What's up, Big John? He says, hello, I just saw that you were live, and I decided to pop in briefly. Here's a question. Did you know that this video has the official YouTube 2024 United States election banner under it? Really? I had no idea. What's the official 2024 United States election banner? What the fuck is that? That's cool. Sounds important. Maybe because I have the word Trump inauguration in the title. Uman, Jolene, do a screenshot of that and send it to me. That makes me kind of happy and excited. I don't know. Anyways, John, I hope you are well. John Miskinnis is behind the scenes, and he does a lot of this. He works through a lot of different social media networks, and it used to be Prepared Mind and this channel and that guy and Dan Bongino and this other guy over here. But now I want to see us all interlinked. A huge network that spans and intertwines all patriotic networks. You know, I want that to happen. And X, I think, is a great way to do that. I've seen just incredible results. Me and Uman are doing all we can to get on there in the time that we have. We actually have, well, jobs and lives, but we're spending a lot of time there linking up the networks. Chin Music did a 409 to Venmo. Venmo, and he says, clean the White House and wipe down all the couches. Woo! Thank you, Chin Music, with a Formula 409. That's what the 409 is. Not the Beach Boys song, 409, 409. Do you remember that one, Uman? Are you old enough? Uman knows 409. It was an engine. Now we have 350s, 351s. Back then they had some weird-ass numbers. 409. Jolene, do you know 409 by the Beach Boys? Yep, Jolene. She's younger than me. All right. And she has a life. Anyways. So, yeah. Clean the White House and wipe out. Hang on to, don't leave Miskinnis on the screen here. I'll get back to that in a second. But clean the White House and wipe down all the couches. I think they need a good cleaning. I think they need to disinfect it. We need some 409. We need some Lysol. We need some Febreze in there. Maybe they need to put a big tent over it and just fog the whole house and kill all the parasites. I mean, Democrats, and get them the hell out of there. The rats, not the Democrats, but the rats. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. And they also need to, speaking of cleaning the White House, they need to sweep it for bugs. And I'm not talking about the cockroach Democrats. I'm talking about electronic listening devices. And they're going to be there's all kinds of technology, folks. They can be turned off. They can come back on. Right. There's a lot of technology out there, but I would think that the Secret Service, the FBI under Kash Patel, the CIA, right, was it John Ratcliffe has the CIA? They ought to be able to come in and sweep and get all the bugs out, whether they're on or off. They ought to be able to activate them or kill them with EMP waves, something. They need to clean that motherfucker out, as well as have several skiffs there. I don't know how many they have in the White House, secure facilities. Anyways, thank you, Chin Music, for the 409 and the recommendation that, well, I guess I could get a hold of my connection to President Trump. I got some AI to do a really good picture, making me look like I'm standing with President Trump. One of my favorites. Anyways, they need to wipe down the couches, the toilets, the sinks, the kitchen, all the rooms, et cetera, et cetera. Now, back to this. There's a picture here of me, and it says the Electoral College has confirmed Donald Trump as president-elect. That is a banner that YouTube put up under this video. How about that? Thank you, YouTube, for making this video look even more official. How about that? Now, how about if you reinstate me and every other YouTuber you fucked out of what I don't even know how many billions of dollars they have likely stolen from anyone, folks. It's crazy. Thank you, Mr. Miskinnis. And thank you again, Chin Music. I'm glad you're out there, man. I hope you're feeling younger by the moment. And I just incredible pictures on that stack, man. All right, let's continue if we shall. Ooh, man, who's up next? It's Chin Music. And he's on screen now. He says, speaking of election interference, don't forget Zark Zuckerturd, or is it Zark Kuckberg, and the laptop. That's right. The laptop is the Hunter Biden laptop. But Mark Zuckerberg, I actually saw some news organization say he only spent $400 million back in 2020. I'm pretty sure it was $500 million. $500 million. Well, either way, folks, if I see $1 million in my lifetime, it's probably going to be seeing it on TV, not in my hands. Anyways, Zuckerberg, he funded Democrat efforts for Joe Biden to win. What a little bastard. And now he thinks he gets to be buddies. Look, I don't give a shit how much money he's got. He's a lying little sneaky weaselly fuck. He lied to Congress. And then he lied to Congress again. And then he lied to Congress again. And then he lied some more. And he gave $1 million to the Trump Inauguration Fest. Oh, thank you. Oh, you big spender, Zuck. He is a cuck. I would love to meet him and say hi to him nicely. I would just, what I wouldn't give to meet some of these fucking people in person, folks. I gotta bite my tongue sometimes. Gotta bite my tongue. Okay, where are we going next? Who's up next? We got more. Courageous Cat. She's back. And she says, and then we put them on the trebuchet and send them over the wall. Think Monty Python. Oh, well. Fetchy Lavash. A little reference there to Monty Python and the Holy Grail. They were demanding to come in with a large wooden rabbit. And that got launched over the wall along with a bunch of cows and chickens and ducks. Anyways, yes, just launch them over the wall. Get the fuck out. You know what? You know what would get them out of the country even faster? I know that Tom Homan is going to have to go in with guns blazing in many places. They should, and I hope they get to arrest a lot of Democrats who get in the way and set an example to them. And I think also another way to get them out of the fucking country quicker, all of these illegals, men, women, everyone, is if they are actually told you are going to the border out in the hottest, most filthy, driest, disgusting, awful deserts, and you will be put to manual labor, and you will have a minimum digging quota, period. And you will meet it every day, or you will not get food, and make it hard fucking labor. Hard labor, folks. That I may have come to think of that, right? They will want to get out of this country, folks, before they're exposed to that. I'm going to have to just keep playing with this idea in my head. But one idea that is in my head that I'm noticing right now is we are almost at 500 people live. Share, email, hit the button, copy and cut and paste the internet address. Get the message out. Thumbs up, heart, all this stuff. Folks, I want this program to, and it will. Right now we're live and we have almost 500 people. In fact, it just tapped it. Awesome. Bam. More of it. Well, if that's the case, fuck it. Let's go to 600. What I love about this and being on X and all of these social media networks all tied together is as the show goes, we get more and more and more people. You can go back to the very beginning and watch the whole thing live. If there's a backup bar, hit the backup bar and slide it all the way back to the beginning and watch. You will enjoy every single commentary coming from you guys that goes up on the screen, as well as some of the stuff I've got. In any event, folks, here we are, one day away from Trump taking office. There are allegedly 100 and more executive orders to erase, wipe out Biden stuff. And hopefully executive orders pushing things in the positive way. There's a lot of work to be done. Now, this drill, baby, drill. Sure, I'm all for it. Explore, baby, explore. Pump, baby, pump. Oil, gas, get it out of the ground. So we don't have to buy oil from Canada. So we don't have to buy oil from other countries. So we don't have to pay to ship it here. I don't mind being energy independent. Let's see. Mine, process, convert, enrich uranium for our own nuclear plants. So we have our own energy. We can do it. We're a massive and large country with more natural resources than basically any other country. And by the way, also another country today, I think it's Niger. I could be wrong, but another country, I think it is another country, has joined BRICS, another large oil producing country. In other words, American allies are disappearing one by one because of what has been done with the United States dollar, the Treasury, confiscating the wealth of other countries and just giving it away to Ukraine. Anyways, there's so much to fix, and it's going to be crazy. I'm wondering, man, do you want to see them going to Chicago first, or do you want them to see how many of them run for their lives? 2 thumbs up from man. And I think telling Chicago that the government's coming to get all of their illegals, I think it's a rope-a-dope. I bet they're going to go into Chicago, but I bet they're going to go into other places as well. This is going to be one hell of a shit show, folks. It really is. I can't wait to see how it plays out. I can't wait. It is coming. What do you guys want to talk about? Who's up next on the Prepared Mind channel? Sunday Night Live, the Zoo. And it's Rush Creek. And he says, hey, it's Luke from Canada. And he's asking, what is he asking? Canada, the new United States, the new U.S. state? I don't know, man. I don't know. You guys have a lot of problems too. Could Canada be part of the United States? Well, basically we're cousins. But I believe Canada is still owned by England. It is, right? If you've got, well, first it was the Queen, and now we have King Charles. And it's about to become King William pretty soon as well. If his face is on your sovereign coinage, silver and gold coins coming out of Canada, that's not that's not a free country. It's a that's why they have parliament and provinces instead of states. But it'd be great. I wonder. I'm going to sit back and watch that. I know that there's a lot of politics being played here, right? Some of the ministers of parliament, which are like Congress people, senators, if you will, up in Canada, they're talking a lot of trash. That tall, goofy son of a bitch who talks a lot of trash. Doesn't look like a Canadian to me, but he certainly talks a lot of trash. I don't like him. I just think he's a smarmy ass. He's just like a Democrat to me. I don't like him at all. He wants to talk a bunch of shit. If they want to play tariff games, it's like taking a 400-pound dude and putting him in a frozen over pond and putting a skinny dude next to him and say, who's going to last longer? The skinny little guy or the big giant fat dude who's got lots of fat to keep him protected like a walrus, right? Well, the fat guy will get cold, but he's going to last a lot longer. The United States can last a lot longer if we want to play tariff games. But folks, tariff wars, trade wars, everyone gets put in pain. The United States of America, we're gonna see, folks, massive inflation. It's coming. And it's not because of Trump and the tariffs. It's because of all the damage that's already been caused. Remember Ronald Reagan? Does everyone remember Ronald Reagan? Jolene, you remember Ronald Reagan? Man, of course he does. He's got his nose to the grindstone there. Yeah, Ronald Reagan. He took office. We all remember the 80s, Reagan, woo, awesome times, good times. But when he first took over, we had 2 years of serious fucked up recession and high inflation. Well, interest rates were 18%. That brought inflation under control, but 18%. Can you imagine if you bought a $100,000 house back then? That they cost that, sure. And you're paying $18,000 in interest alone. You got to pay that down while paying $18,000. Right? It's crazy. But we're going to have hard times. That's shit hitting the fan economically. Right? There's currency issues like you can't believe, except, well, you guys should be informed and believe it. It's real. In fact, we're supposed to run out of the federal government, not we, not me, not you, not us. The federal government is supposed to be out of money Tuesday, the 21st. We're supposed to be out of money as a country. Debt ceiling issues. Where's the money coming from? All of the problems that they've been trying to hold off, they may let just happen. 1 second. Those problems may show up. Chickens are going to come home to roost. The Democrats in Congress, in Senate, the Democrats in the bureaucracy, the Treasury is being taken over, and we're going to have a lot of problems to worry about. Luke, my good friend Luke up in the Great White North. You guys need to watch. If you haven't watched Strange Brew, it's an old movie from the 80s. Canada's the Great White North. They've got it on a map. It makes Canada look so big and America look small. It's pretty fucking funny. Anyways, the deal is problems are coming. We need to worry about the United States of America and not worry about Canada or Mexico. We need to get these fucking illegals out of here. We need to stop playing games and start getting down to brass tacks. It's coming. I'm prepared for it, folks. I'm tucked in, belted in. I've got my beans, bullets, and bandages, as our good friend, the Italian hillbilly, likes to say. And here we go. Thank you, Luke. Who's up next on the Prepared Mind channel? We got Augie L. He says the most exciting 4 years to come. Amen. Now, here's a question for you, Augie, and everyone else, of course. We got 4 years of paying the fucking piper for what Biden, Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Obama. Did I say Obama again? Mitt Romney, Paul Ryan, Kevin McCarthy, every stinking rhino Republican, how they've all overspent and screwed us over and made bad deals and rewarded themselves, laundered money through Ukraine. We're going to have to pay for that in these next 4 years. And then some. Unless Trump can pull America out of his ass. And it's possible. But I don't think it's likely. We're going to have exciting 4 years, a difficult 4 years. We're going to have to be strong, steadfast. We're going to have to look terror in the face and scare it back. It is going to be a shit show. I expect more assassination attempts. I expect lying, cheating. I expect the media to go nuts. The rest of the world is going to hate us. It's coming. We could end up in World War III gone mad, folks, on top of everything else. Right? I mean, Trump released a meme coin, right? A cryptocurrency, if you will. A meme coin. Is a meme coin even crypto now? Or is it just fucking fresh air? It's all fresh air. He released one. And in like 2 days, it's got more market value than what? Every other fucking... I've even heard it's now bigger than Bitcoin. Even if it isn't, what is it? That $78 billion have been pumped into a ridiculous meme coin because it's Trump's. I think he just demonstrated that if there's no utility, no purpose to them, they're all just fresh air. You know that I can, in the palm of my hand, I can hold every cryptocurrency in the whole world right here in the palm of my hand. Are you ready? Every Bitcoin, every Dogecoin, every one of them. They're there right now. Can you see them? See it? Look at them all. Look at them all. They're up right there. Every last one of them. There they are. They mean absolutely nothing. There's nothing to them. They're invisible digits. Oh, shit, I just lost them all. Fuck. Wish I should have saved 1 Bitcoin for myself, right? There, that's real. 1 ounce of silver in my palm. Now, the only thing making cryptocurrency valuable is someone else's willingness to buy it. Hey, it's the same thing with real estate or silver or gold or uranium or chocolate, cocoa, or coffee. It's only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it. And right now, people are willing to pay for shit coins. There's a coin called fart coin. Literally billions of dollars. There's a coin called unicorn fart dust. What an appropriate name. You know, if there's utility to it, a purpose, I get it. I get it. But something else is out there that's bugging me. What are U.S. bonds worth? Well, they're a piece of paper, but they're only worth what people are willing to pay for them. Crazy world, folks. There's real, and then there's a lot of unreal shit out there. Crazy stuff. Thank you, Mr. Uman. Pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme, unicorn fart dust. We're going to have some issues. Oh, the incoming Secretary of the Treasury, Mr. Basant, likes gold. And if the government puts a tariff on importing gold and silver, there's going to be a problem, folks. And I think that's going to happen. In order to get an honest, shall we say, resources market, it's going to be a shit show. We got 4 years of massive excitement. May you, my friends, my prepper friends, my Americans, live in interesting times. All right, Jolene, who's up next? What do we got? And we've got an $8 PayPal from Augie. He says, why do we pay the taxpayers? I got to restart that. The scotch is affecting me a little bit. Why do we, me and you, Augie, and all of us, why do we, the taxpayers, have to pay to fly all of these illegal aliens all the way back to their own countries? Mexico was complicit in all these illegals to come through. I say just bust them back, drop them off, and let Mexico deal with the mess they helped to create. I agree. I think all these illegals from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, Nicaragua, Panama, Honduras, did I miss any of Central America? Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela. I think that they can all walk their fucking sorry asses home. And Mexico, by the way, was told, you're taking them back. And Mexico says, like hell we will. And then we said, yeah, like hell you will. And then they're like, okay, we'll do it. All these ones from across the Atlantic be flown back. Now, here's my deal. Why should we have to pay for it? Well, we're already paying for them to be here. What's the price of a one-way airline ticket to fly back to Africa and dump their sorry asses off, or back to the Middle East? Let's just say it's $2,000. $2,000 per person to fly them back. Well, the government has already paid to fly them here. I'm sorry, you, the taxpayers. We paid to fly them here. It's more expensive to keep them here is the problem, Augie. They asked the question, and this, I guess, goes for everyone who's been thinking that. Yeah, why? How can we afford that? We can't afford to keep them here. Every fucking city that wants to be a sanctuary city, they've run out of money. They've run out of homes. They've run out of hotels. They can't pay for them. Because they cost, each one costs thousands of dollars a month in food, shelter, medical. It's cheaper to fly them back, as expensive as it is. But it's a lot cheaper to send them back than it is to fund the Ukraine war. Washington, D.C., meaning maggot Mike Johnson and all the rhino fucksticks, have no problem funding that war, which is far more expensive than cleaning our country out. We are at war in the United States of America right now. We're at war with ourselves. It is patriotic, America first, lovers of the Constitution, you and me, Constitution. It is us against people that hate this fucking country and have no morals. The same people that love aborted babies and open borders that allow for women to be raped. It's the same government, the bad guys that want to allow women to have men in their locker rooms. You bet. The same Democrat government and rhino Republicans that are getting caught around the country, stealing, embezzling. People like fat ass Fannie Willis. Oh, there's some illegality there. There's a lot going on everywhere, folks, that we can't afford. But we can't afford to let it continue, I think is my point. I don't know. Did I make the point? Jolene, do this so I feel better. Yeah, I made the point very well, says Jolene. All right, and a bonus thumbs up. Woo! I am excited, folks. No doubt. The expense that's coming to kick these fuckers out. The expense that's coming to pay federal employees and agents to get them out. The expense of paying $1,000 if they do this program to turn in these illegals and get them the fuck out of here. Right? The expense we have to build the wall. The expense we have to pay down the debt. The tax cuts that are coming. Where's that going to, where the government can't spend money. We need programs cut. Don't forget, we've got Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency. We need to hire the president of Argentina, Javier Milei. I know he can't speak English worth a fuck, but get him up here, put all the bureaucracies on a big board and just have him come start ripping them off for us. We'll go, oh, nice selection. Good. Nice. Got rid of the ATF. Great. Got rid of did we need the Department of Homeland Security? No, we don't. Get rid of it. How many fucking national protect? How many law enforcement agencies we need at the federal level? I tell you, we got to work, and it's going to be exciting, folks. It is going to be an exciting shit show. Be sure and thumbs up, heart, share, rebroadcast, everything. Get the message out. Get the message out. It's going to get better, folks. President Trump has promoted Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeyer to the Undersecretary of the Air Force. Why? Because he made an anti-Marxist comment in a podcast way back in 2021. He was fired. Trump is bringing him back. We need real Americans, and we need anti-communists, folk. They're here. The Marxist, communist, socialists, that's the Democrats. That's the rhino Republicans. They need to go bye-bye. They need to go bye-bye. Uh-oh. We're in trouble here. We're in big trouble. Darcy T has done another $50 Venmo super chat donation. Oh, my goodness. Had to reach down for another bottle of the Glenlivet 15. Any super chat donation of $15 or more, and that goes through Venmo, PayPal, CashApp, down below. One for the road, and Darcy T found it. I'm sorry, Jolene found it, and I found it all at the same time. How about that? Anyway, she says, quote, one for the road. And folks, it's going to be a long road these 4 years. I'm excited. I'm happy. Now, let me explain to you why I'm excited by this. You can actually smell. It is single malt Scotch whiskey, but it's been aged for 15 years in a French oak barrel. It could be, let me throw this one at you, Uman and Jolene. Maybe it was aged in the barrel of a cask of Amontillado. Yes, sir. Damn fine Scotch. Jolene, do you know cask of Amontillado? Edgar Allan Poe? Sheesh. Uman, do you know your Poe? A cask of Amontillado? Well, let's hear it for the California educational system back in the 1980s, huh? We actually read literature. How about that? Just a bit outside. Anyways, thank you, Darcy T. Oh, you guys are the best. It is now. When I was a United States Marine, they would say, look, this is what we're going to do. It's going to be hot. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be humid. It's going to be fucking terrible. It's going to suck. It's going to be awful. And guess what? We'd all be fucking excited for it. Right? They go, hey, who wants to go to the beach? We're like, yeah. So then show up in your boots. We're going to do a 5-mile beach hike in sand. You know, it's still, you're like, I accept the challenge, right? It was always about accepting the challenge. Good one, man. I was probably incapacitated for that class. You may have been. Now, in the 1980s, we would take oranges and inject them with vodka, and you would have an au natural screwdriver. So you could just take a straw and jam it in that thing, kind of mush it up and get your vodka and your orange juice. It's like vitamin C plus vitamin A, which is alcohol. Kids, don't try this at home. Don't do that. We did it in the 80s. It never worked. But actually, I remember watching lightweight girls fall out of their chairs in class. So you may have been incapacitated. Anyways, that's just one of the tricks we did back then. And yes, I was so old that our school, high school, had a smoking section for students. It was, it was on the quad at my school. And yeah, it was a smoking section. Kids would go there that we called them stoners. They wore Metallica shirts and AC/DC shirts and whatever rock band was cool, Skid Row or Motley Crue, Van Halen, whatever. And they're smoking, right? Did you have smoking at your school, Jolene? High school? Yep. Okay. She's back in. She's back in the good club. Okay. Anyways, being excited about the challenge. We've got a hell of a fucking challenge coming. 4 years at least. And hopefully we'll have, after that, JD Vance. You're fucking kidding me. Ooman says, freshman year, some teachers still let kids smoke in class. If you brought your own ashtrays. Incredible, man. We didn't have that. We weren't that cool, but fuck, dude. Chicago, man. Chicago. I expect people dressed like the Blues Brothers to be in your class. Okay, there we go. He just lost his shit. He fell out of his chair. I think he's been eating oranges, if you know what I mean. All right, Jolene, who's up next? What do we got? We've got, who's got something to say? If you got a super chat donation, there it is. Pow. 556 Cash App from William. Thank you, Mr. Cash App from William. And someone figure out what William wants to talk about. I don't know anything. I'm just reading the screen and having fun with you guys. Anyways, back to, while we're waiting for that, Lieutenant Colonel Matthew Lohmeyer. Look, when I grew up, communism was bad. That's the enemy. They hate Americans. They'll kill us. Communism is atheistic. It hates God. It hates you. It hates property rights. It hates personal rights. There's no free speech. There's no nothing. Anyways, I think this is great news that Trump is putting him as Undersecretary of the Air Force. Folks, not a general, not a colonel, a lieutenant colonel, Colonel Light. He doesn't even have the bird on his collar. He's got the little silver maple leaf. Well, I don't know Air Force rank. I know officers and I know enlisted. They got their stripes upside down. They're kind of fucked up, but it's the Air Force. You know what I mean? But they're still good guys. But Lieutenant Colonel, Undersecretary of the Air Force. And I'll tell you what, I think he is qualified more than any of those communist fucks or any of those men who wear skirts in the military. I want someone who is anti-communist, period. And if he as a lieutenant colonel gets to be the undersecretary for an anti-communist statement, I think that should make me a 20-star freaking general, because I hate communists. The only good communist, folks, is a dead communist. And hopefully we don't have to find that out, you and me, the hard way. Anyways, thank you for that, and thank you, William. Who's up next? Not with just a super chat, but comments, questions, and it's F Home 2C. And who's fooling who? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. Those are very true, rather axiomatic statements. Being fooled. There's a song by The Who, Won't Get Fooled Again. Right? Now, you can lie to me. Do I trust Democrats? Not a fucking chance. Do I trust bureaucrats? Not a fucking chance. Do I trust rhino Republicans who say, well, I'll be good now? No. Do I trust regular Republicans? No. No. I don't know. Do I trust Trump? No, I do not. I don't trust what anyone says. I trust what they do. Because we've all been fooled. We've all been lied to. Now, what choice do we have is the next question I ask. We don't have a fucking choice. Trump is the president. Would you rather have Trump or Kamala? Would you rather have Trump or Chuck Schumer? Would you rather have Trump or Pelosi? We know the answer because Trump has done a lot of great things for America. He is pro-America. He is a nationalist, not a Nazi, a nationalist. Right? Trump wants to do good things. I believe that. Are all of his policies going to be home runs? Psh, no. Some are going to be a pop fly. Some are going to be a strikeout. Some will be a grand fucking slam. Bam! Out of the park. Right? Do I trust him with America? I don't have a choice. You see, that's just it. We don't have a choice. Now, let's just say tomorrow, Trump gets in. He does the old hand on the Bible, hand up, right? And he does the old swearing in ceremony. And then he turns around and says, ha, fooled everyone. Right? America's now the United Socialist States of America, the USSA. And we're like, oh, man, we got fooled. Well, then we have another choice again. That is not a pretty choice. You either accept slavery or you fully engage with the Second Amendment. We right now have fully engaged with the right to vote as part of free speech, political free speech. We're talking right now, you and me, us on this show. We got 550 people here live. Bam! We did that while Trump is having his inaugural bash. That's how important this show is. That's why everyone needs to hear it. You and me, we're the real voice of America. They're the politicians. They've made promises. Now they need to keep promises. And if they don't stand up for the First Amendment and do as they said they're going to do with their First Amendment, then we're just left with the Second Amendment. Because if we get lied to and they go, oh, yeah, we're going to lock you down. We're going to force you to take the Jim Jones juice. Right? We're going to let in more illegals. We're going to triple the price of gas, quadruple the price of food. Fuck you, dumb Americans. You're eating bugs and factory meat. I'm going to be like, it's game over. Right? You don't have any choice. You don't have any choice at that point. Now, let me ask you the question from this. Will you stand up? Let's just say, let's go another way. Trump gets assassinated tomorrow. They nuke Washington, D.C. That's awful, right? But then some organization steps in. Ooh, man, we lost Jolene. Some organization steps in and says, we're now running the country. You're not the United States of America anymore. We own your ass. We're the United Nations with the World Economic Forum financing us. And the World Bank, the Bank of International Settlements. We own the United States of America, what's left of it. And you're our slaves. Are we supposed to fight? Now, when you look back, let's just go back to 1850. 1850. That is 175 years ago, when slavery was still legal. What were slaves trying to do on a regular, routine basis? They were trying to escape slavery. How did they do that? Well, part of it was the Underground Railroad, which was a system of people in cities, some places actual tunnels that were underground, where they smuggled slaves out of slave states to freedom and liberty. And then we had the Civil War, right? And the Republicans wanted slaves freed, and the Democrats, who then at that point occupied the South, now it's switched the other way. Republicans in the South, Democrats up north. People are trying to escape the North to come down south where I'm at here for freedom and liberty. But we're supposed to be justified to fight slavery. We're supposed to do all we can to confound those who want slavery. So if we've got a government that wants to enslave us, treat us like slaves, tax us like slaves, give us nothing, we'll own nothing and like it, sounds like slavery to me. I think that we have not only a right, but a duty to oppose it. It's going to be an incredible 4 years. Fool me once, shame on me, right? Fool me twice, shame on you. I think it's the other way. Fool me once, shame on you. If you do it to me twice, then it's shame on me. Anyways, whatever. There's a lot of shame going on here. Having some fun. Tomorrow is the big day, folks. The big day. Helicopters, cars, flying around, driving around Washington, D.C., looking for signs of radioactive material, potential dirty bombs, potential atomic bombs, potential nuclear bombs. It's going to be crazy, folks, crazy. I understand that Off-Grid Armory is now following Ooman. On X. If you're not on X, join us on X. Join us at YouTube. Join us everywhere. Follow, sign up, subscribe, whatever it takes. Tell others to do the same. Go to other networks. Say, we're joining your network, you join ours. Let's all communicate. It's super important. Ooman, what do we want to discuss next? What is up? And, good times, folks. Good times indeed. Got to clean out some of this stuff here. Woo! We've got Ooman on X says, when government employs more than 50% of the population and a shit ton of entitlements, that leaves 30% of us supporting the rest of the country. That's correct. Right? The bigger government gets, the more entitlements, government programs, government funding. Remember we said we need to defund blue states. We need to defund sanctuary states. We need to do an awful lot of defunding. This 50% of the population that works for government, federal, state, county, city, it is nauseating, to be nice, to think about all the money. Earlier I talked about, well, fuck, property tax, gas tax, registration, road fees, sales tax, right? I want to go out and play on the water. I got to go to a fucking park tax, right? No, it's a fee, John. It's a fee. No, I'm already being taxed for the employees. Then I got to pay to park, pay to get in the water. Every time everything is taxed, right? I pay money on the tax. I pay money just to work so I can pay right? All that taxes, you know where it goes? To pay half the country who's shining a fucking seat with their ass, going, I'm going to look busy. Got to look busy. Fucking Washington, D.C., they don't have to go to an office to work. We're paying to heat a building in the summer. In the winter. Pay to cool it in the summer. We're paying maintenance and upkeep on federal buildings that don't have anyone working in them because they claim to be working from home while they've got a second job. So Trump is saying, you will come to work and work from a fucking, you're coming to work. No more remote working. And fucking Biden was like, I'm signing an executive order that says that people are allowed to work from wherever they work from until this throws a fucking number out, 2029. Dude, your executive order doesn't fucking count. All right. Mr. Ooman, Wind River. Hang on to Big Dan the Man. Wind River has done a 2025 Venmo super chat. Super chat. And says this. Figured out how to put a message in here also. Wind River says, Semper Fi, John. I'd Semper Fi to you. Marine Corps, Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Coast Guard, I don't care. And if you're an American, a patriot, a sportsman, Semper Fi to you. All it means is always faithful. Faithful, folks, to our history, culture, traditions, America. Right? That's what the faith is about. Anyways, he says, Semper Fi, John, it's been a while since I bought you a drink. Keep telling the truth. Miss the old days outside the RV with a scotch and a cigar. Man, those were the old days, weren't they? Before shit hit the fan in 2020. Wind River. That's very, very familiar. Anyways, thank you very much. And Wind River wants to be friends with you on Venmo. I'm going to hit the accept friend request. I didn't know there was any such thing. I know jack shit. Okay. Wow. I'll have to hit that one. Hang on, Wind River. Apparently it's having all kinds of fun. Anyways, yes, folks. Those were some times, right? I came on in December of 2013, started the Prepared Mind channel on YouTube with nobody and built up over the years to 80,000 subscribers on YouTube. And then they killed us. They stopped the growth. Then they punished us and you into silence. But we kept talking and going anyways. And then 2020 hit and they punished us some more. And they took our money away as much as they could. But they let us do super chats. And we kept going. And then shit hit the fan. I went to the RMZ. It's been a hell of a road, folks, for 4 years now. 4 years plus. It has been shit hitting the fan left and right. Politics, illegals, wars, disease, famine, pestilence, dogs and cats living together. It's been crazy. Anyways, Wind River, I'll hit the other button. I gotta go on a phone to do that. My the other account thing we got here. Anyways, just blowing up the phone, blowing up everything. Woo! All right. And here we go again. Chin Music is back with a 556 super chat donation, and he did that on Venmo as well. 556, and this is his message. And I think it's a great message, and it's one that I covered a few minutes ago. And he says, quote, don't fall in love with politicians. Fall in love with outcomes only. Yeah, that's a great thing. Yeah, right. So, yeah, we support Trump. We support the Republicans. We're telling them what to do. If you're on X, you can write, message, harass, hound. Don't be mean and don't break any rules. But every single stinking politician, senators, representatives in the House, and even the President of the United States, the director of the FBI, I'm following Kash Patel, the director of Department of Homeland Security, every one of them, you can follow them. And then if they dare to put a post up, you can go on there and respond and tell them what you think of them and their policies. I am not falling in love with any politician. And I'll tell you what, Chin Music, any politician that has come to the great state of Texas has had to deal with him in person. Now, he's a great guy. I'm telling you, folks, had a beer with him. He's a great guy. But he will tell it to you straight to your face if you're a politician. No bullshit, right? And then he, like me and you, we need to hold them accountable. If they start fucking up, if they do one thing wrong, we need to tell them. When Trump, and this is a great example of Americans being American, God bless him. When Trump started talking up, oh, yeah, Operation Warp Speed, it was great. He got booed. This is way back in 2020, folks, I believe. No, 2021. Anyways, he tried coming out and speaking publicly about it. No one was happy about it. No one liked it. They booed Trump. They booed Trump. We don't have to applaud them because they have an R in front of their name, because they're the president or a senator. No, you can object to them. And you can boo the shit out of them, criticize them. They need to hear it. If we don't criticize them up in D.C., they don't know they're doing it wrong. And again, remember this. In Washington, D.C., Every politician, from the lowest piece of House of Representative little guy to the senators, and I'm not trying to see, I don't want them to think that they're big and powerful. This is how big they are to me. They're just little people. Even President Trump, to me, what do I care? He's just a person. I don't care if he's a billionaire. I don't care if he's married to Melania. I don't care if his son is taller than me, and he is. I don't care. You're just another human being. And if you fuck up, I'm going to tell you. Now, remember, every one of these little people has a staff that is trying to influence them. And their staff is being paid off, bribed by lawyers, lobbyists, corporations. They're being, the staff and congressmen, senators are being harangued by other congressmen and senators and other lawyers. And I call them bribes. You know, they're sponsoring, they're contributing to their next campaign. They're taking money from these people. There's a lot of pressure to do what these people want that may not be in our best interest. So if we are yelling as loud as we can at them constantly, no, bad. No more omnibus. You want to pass a law, you fucking put one law, one piece of paper, and vote. And then get another piece of paper and vote. And get none of this, we're voting on everything, and it's all or none. Sorry, no more. No more. No more. Clean the White House. Get some 409. Thank you, everybody. Wind River, thank you. Everyone. All right, Mr. Ooman, I think we had Dan the Man. He had something to say. Oh, shit, here we go. We're almost at the 2-hour mark, and I am just cruising for a bruising if this happens. Another $50 PayPal from Bonnie Blue. Woo! The good stuff, Bonnie. Thank you. And here's to you, Bonnie. You've been a great contributor. When I was in California at my fifth wheel, when I lived in a fifth wheel for 5 fucking years after my divorce. And then I went to the RMZ and you supported me there. And then I came back to the country in time for the 2020 election and you supported me and you're supporting me today. Thank you, Bonnie Blue. Semper Fi. Woo! She says, inflation is a tax by congressional policy. That is 100% true. When they take your money and they create inflation by printing more, they devalue the money we have. So you didn't actually pay a direct tax. You paid another 2% for Congress to print money and give it away. That's if you have a 2% inflation rate. What have we had under Biden? Well, according to the government, it's 5 or 7%. No, it's actually been, according to, let's see, see now the government right now is not including rent, property values that have gone up, right? Electricity, gas, the things that we have to pay for, they're not counting a lot of it. So they're missing a lot of the inflation that you and I go to the store. Go to the fucking store. I tried buying a steak the other day. I was like, fuck it. I'm buying hamburger. Hamburger, $8 a fucking pound for hamburger. When I left California, it was $1 to $1.50 a pound. When it hit $2 a pound, I talk about it on the show. Let's just say it was $2 a pound when I left, and now it's $8+ a pound. That's 400 fucking % over 5 years. Yeah, do the math. That's a tax. My money buys less. They tax me more, and my money goes less far. That's a huge tax. 2% inflation times 35 years taxes half of one's savings away. That's right. Let's just say you saved $100,000 and you put it in a savings account. Here comes inflation, 10% in a year. Your $100,000 is now worth $90 because it only buys $90,000 worth of stuff. That's a tax. And it's created because Congress is spending the money. They're sending your money to Ukraine. That's a tax. They're printing more money. That's a tax. This needs to be stopped. So Bonnie Blue continues, hold those who control the purse strings accountable. Pay attention to legislation and keep their DC and local office phones busy. That's right. You can do X and write to them, but you can call them. Call them. I know. Send them a fucking letter, certified, registered, signature required, return to them. That'll be an important looking fucking envelope that shows up. And they open it up and it says, stop spending my fucking money. That might get the point across. You know, if they had to open 10,000 envelopes and every one of them says, stop spending my fucking money, and they put it down. Stop spending my fucking money. They put it down. Stop spending my fucking money. That is money well spent, in my opinion. Truly, truly, money well spent. I tell you, folks, I tell you, we've got our hands full. Got our hands full, folks. Are you prepared for what comes next? We're going to get inflation. We're going to get it. It's coming. It's already started, right? It's like, I don't know, a flood. Once the flood starts, the water's not just going to stop. It keeps coming and coming. Let's just talk about a landslide, right? The mud, once it starts sliding down that fucking hill, the rain stopped, but it's still coming, right? The stupid in DC should be stopped. Hopefully, Elon Musk, the Department of Government Efficiency, Congress, they stop this shit. Hopefully, they fire the fuck out of everybody. Remember that? If your Social Security ends in an even number, that's 02468, you're fired. And if you're whoever's left, we do means testing. We do means testing. Do you know what the fuck you're doing? What's your proficiency? You bet your ass they'll work twice as hard. They better. And then we get to the end of the year, and if they got all their work done, that means we have too many people. Fire some more. And then tell them we're going to do means testing and see who is worth keeping and not. Work your asses off. I guarantee the government workers in Washington, D.C. sit around and twiddle their fucking thumbs. Blue cord devil at the club. Cool. I don't know what that means. I miss Blue Cord Devil. SC. Fuck, help me out, man. Anyways, the sketch is getting to me. Here's the deal, folks. We've got to get this under control. You and I can't do it. But we've elected Trump, and we need to remind them, start firing people. Do it. Just get rid of them. Argentina has fired a shit ton. A shit ton. Thank you, Jolene. A shit ton of their bureaucracy. It's just gone. Now, all of those people that had government jobs that got fired, they're complaining. They protested. So what? They're going to be like, well, wait a minute. I got fired. How come we're giving money to illegals, but I don't get any? Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. I think the first thing Trump said he's going to do is get on Air Force One, fly to California, and figure that the fuck out. He also needs to go to North Carolina, Tennessee, South Carolina, and fix things. Folks, there's a lot of fixing to do. There's a lot of people that have been disrespected by government. Apparently, we've got more. Ooh, man. We have a $50 super chat from Blue Court Devil. Look out. Wait a minute. Umahead's giving me the finger. Wait a second finger. Okay. Oh, shit. We just hit the 2-hour mark. This has flown by, folks. I am excited and I'm pissed. I'm optimistic, but I'm cautious. Blue Core Devil says, just having a shot of Glenlivet 18 with you to stay warm these next 3 days in Ohio. I tell you what, Blue Cord, I'm glad you got a Glenlivet 18. I've got a Glenlivet 15. And I'm not jealous, man. I'm proud to be drinking with you and everyone else. Woo! Here we go again. That is a White Snake song. Here we go again. Anyways, Blue Cord, thank you, sir. I hope you're doing well. Yes, stay warm. Definitely. Hey, it got cold down here in Florida over the weekend. In fact, this morning I woke up. I was having a coffee out on the screen porch. Went up top, got a little screen room built in. Looks like a chicken coop. But it was not bad. About 2 hours later, I was shivering. It got down to like 64 degrees. It was cold. Anyways, Blue Cord, here's to you, brother. Woo! Oh, good golly, that is just good stuff. That is a beautiful parting shot. We're at the 2 hour mark. I'm going to do this, though, because we're still with everyone figuring out how you get on the screen. The best way to do it is Super Chats, which is Venmo, CashApp, or PayPal, or with X. There's a donation bar on X. I don't know how that works. We're getting used to all this. It used to be a Cash App button on, not Cash App button, but a Super Chat button on YouTube. But they took that away from us. They said, you guys are having too much fun. We don't like you having this kind of fun. Anyways, if we've got any more really super duper cool comments, Dan Erickson, good. Dan the Man says, can't until Tuesday. I've heard Trump has 100 or more executive orders ready to sign. Not that I like that presidential privilege, and I don't either, man. I would like to see all executive orders done. Like just every executive order ever written, just take it away. Anyways, Dan says, not that I like that presidential privilege, but all of Joe Biden's are on the chopping block for sure, and they should be. They should be on the chopping block. They should be. I'm all over the place here. And the scotch has finally gotten to me. Anyways, Dan the Man, thank you. I'm thrilled. I'm excited. I'm scared to death. I'm worried. I'm concerned, but I'm prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. I know the 10-mile radius around me, who's in it, what can happen, and what my response will be. And I can't wait, folks. I can't wait. You said one more good one, man. That's a big thumbs up. We got Total Performance Diesel. 45 calls Soturo a sick guy, then yucks it up with him at Peanut Man's funeral. Not a good sign. Okay. 45. Trump calls Barry Soetoro a sick guy, then yucks it up with him at Jimmy Carter's funeral. Not a good sign. Did he yuck it up with him, or was he being polite? Now, I don't like Barack Hussein, Barry Soetoro Obama. I think he's a fucking traitor. I think he's not an American, that he was born in another country. I think he's a fucking liar. I think he's a fucking sham artist. I think he's an anti-American piece of shit. But what's Trump supposed to do? Punch him in the fucking nose? What's he supposed to do? Karate chop his ass? What's he supposed to do? Flip him the fucking bird? I know we would love to see all those things, but does that become a president, a statesman, a gentleman? This was Jimmy Carter, another president, and as bad as Jimmy Carter was, he was a president of the United States of America. He was probably actually legitimately elected. Unlike Barack Hussein, I didn't like him, but fuck, John McCain, Senator McCain running for, he wasn't a much better choice. Right? Anyways, yucks it up. He was nice to him and polite. If this was the battlefield, that's when you throw grenades. That's when you open up on him with interlocking fields of fire to cut him off at the fucking knees. But he was at a funeral and he's the president. I get it. I understand the reluctance. He also met with Zuckerberg. I fucking hate that guy. Right? He met with who else? Justin Trudeau of Canada. I hate that guy. Trump is going to have to fly around the world and meet other leaders of other countries. I don't like them. They're a bunch of people who will stab us in the back and fuck us over. They hate us. But he's got to talk to them and work with them. Look, Putin, Vladimir Putin of Russia, I think is an incredibly intelligent man. But he's the Russian leader. I respect him, but I don't like him, but I want Trump to talk to him. The idiots in Iran, I don't like them at all. I expect Trump to talk to them or have his dignitaries talk to them. In fact, he did last time. He said, look, if one American dies and you guys do that, then you're going to all be fucked, right? He showed him a picture of his own house. Not one American died from an Iranian attack under Trump's administration after that. I need Trump. Kim Jong-un of North Korea, don't like him. Fuck him. Trump went over there and shook the man's hand. Trump has big, giant cojones. Huevos, right? Good. He meets people in person. He's not afraid of them. Good. Now, once again, I don't care what he says. And maybe he said, hey, where's Big Mike? That ugly bitch looks like a fucking Sasquatch, right? And fucking Barack, who apparently they're having kind of a divorce issue, allegedly. Maybe he said, hey, fucking Big Mike is an ugly son of a bitch. And Barry's like, yeah, dude, she aged like milk, not good, right? Her fake titties she got are down to her, whatever. He could have been laughing about that. Right? Like, he could have asked, hey, where's Big Mike? Is she dancing down at the fucking drag queen bar? He could have been like, oh, good one. I don't know what he said. I don't know. What I do know is Scotch is good. What I do know is the Constitution is better. It's just a rule book. What I do know is Americans, people who love freedom and liberty, if we fight, if we stay in the fight, if we tell them, obey your oath, stop spending our fucking money, protect our country, bring our military home. We don't need to be in every fucking country around the world. Make us energy independent, make us wealthy independent, bring manufacturing back into the United States. Make America great again. That's our job to them. Right? Then I'll be much happier. I don't care what they say. I don't care if Trump is fucking yucking it up. Right? I want good results. There were a lot of people in my command, folks, that I didn't like personally, but I think they were doing a good job. And there were a lot of people that I liked that I thought were doing a shit job. And there were a lot of people that I didn't like and were doing a shit job. And I did all I could to make sure they had to. Anyways, it's a rough world, folks. It ain't going to be easy. There has been no country on this planet that has ever been more free than the United States of America. Bar none, period, ever in the history of the world. And you and I have a chance to take it back from those who would steal it from us. Fight, fight, fight. God bless America. Semper Fi. Tomorrow is the inauguration. It is the first day of the Trump administration. Let's support them and let them know where we stand. God bless you all. Semper Fi.